All right, welcome to Instructor Corner. So in this episode, I have all the instructors. We just finished up a black belt class, so now I have all the instructors who are gonna just come on one by one, and then I'm gonna ask them a tip that can help you guys, which is basically how can you guys stay focused on your goals? Because you guys have so much stuff, like you have school, you have like all these other things. But at the same time, if you have a goal, like maybe you want to get a black belt one day, right? That it is a goal, and that you have to stay focused on that. So all of us will share our tips on that. Okay, so let me bring up my first guest. All right, I got Mr. July as my first guest. All right, so let me mute myself here. Okay, I'll go first. Yeah. Okay, so the question for everybody is going to be: can you give one tip of how you stay focused on your goals, even when distractions happen in life?
My most biggest thing that I do is actually writing down my goals, because I find writing down something keeps me in check, because I also write it down and then I also put it where I'm going to see it constantly. So for instance, I have it on my computer. I make a desktop background and it has all my goals written on it. So literally every day that I'm actually looking at my computer, I'll see my desktop background, and thus I'm actually looking at my goals. That's one of the big things for me. And also just remembering why I started a goal. If I start the goal with a good intention behind it, and then when I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling like my motivation is low, I think back to that reason why I actually started this goal in the first place. And that's what really motivates me to keep going. Even if I'm tired and days I don't really want to do it, I look at the goal, I remember why I liked it and why I wanted it in the first place, and then that's giving me motivation to keep going and keep trying harder and harder all the time. So that's my main way of how I work my goals.
For me, to keep track of my goals and to make sure that I don't fall off track, I like to talk about them to my friends, family, people that I'm close with, because I found that when I talk about my goals, when I talk about the things that I want to achieve, and I tell people, I hold myself more accountable for it, because I know that these people are counting on me, or they may be rooting for me. So I know that if I tell everybody that I have these goals that I want to achieve one day, and I don't put in the work on my end to reach there, that I let my own goals down, and I let them down too. So it's good to reach out and make sure that you aren't the only one that is gonna be counting on you, and it adds like a extra level of responsibility on yourself, and like you feel more encouraged and motivated to actually take those big steps and put that work in to reach the goals that you have out for yourself.
Okay, next I'm gonna bring up is Tanraj.
Okay, so for me, one way that I am able to keep track of my goals is to have a schedule, kind of almost like a calendar. Write it down somewhere where you can see it. So, for example, for me, I have one on my room door, my bedroom door. So every time I leave or enter my bedroom, I see that goal. And to create a goal for myself, I always have the reason why. So you could have small goals leading up to the big goal, or you could have many different goals, but there's always a reason why you want to achieve that goal. And I think writing it down kind of helps you kind of realize how important it is to achieve your goal. Um, and I think that you shouldn't necessarily give up when things are tough and it's just not going your way. You can always figure out different ways to reach that goal, kind of have like milestones and steps. So example, if you're, let's say, learning how to ride a bike, your first step could be taking off the training wheels or just riding with the training wheels. Then your next step could be taking off the training wheels. So have many kind of like stepping stools towards your big goal.
All right, thank you. All right, so the next one is going to be a combo. It's Yvetta and Amita. All right, guys, what do you guys have for the kids?
Hello? Oh,
Yeah, we hear you.
So for me, I like to create some sort of achievement system. So say my goal is going to the gym. After the gym, I get to go home and have a cookie or something like that. Or get 1 hour to watch my shows before I study or something like that. And vice versa. If my goal is to study for a certain amount of hours, okay, at the end of studying, I'll reward myself by watching a show at the end. And try to be grateful for whatever I do. So if I accomplish the goal, I'll be sure to reward myself and tell myself, oh, great job. I'm so proud of you, and make sure I feel good. So whenever I do that goal, I have that positive motivation behind it.
Okay, perfect. Can you switch it to Amina now?
Okay. For me, I usually like making to-do lists where I list out all my goals. And if they're small goals, I just write them down. If they're like bigger, long-term goals, then I write like the short-term goal that I need to achieve in order to meet it. And since it's a to-do list, after I achieve one of the goals, I can like put a little check mark or something on it. And then I feel like proud of myself because I like got a check mark. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, next up. All right, Marad, you're up.
All right, so for me, how I manage my goals is I have a poster in my room, a customized poster, and I look at my goals every time I wake up. I brush my teeth, or I look at myself, and also the way that I keep up with my goals is like I write it down on a piece of paper, and every day, like if I complete a goal, I'll reward myself, maybe like eat something sweet or like do something like that's fun, right? So like whenever you would like achieve your goal, like celebrate it, right? So like you're not always gonna like complete a goal and like be sad about it or something. You should be happy about it. And also so I also put in my calendar, so every time I do like see the goal on my calendar. And another way is I'm gonna make a poster or like a pic collage that to put on the background of my phone, so I can see it every time I'm on my phone as well.
Okay. All right, and Kieran, you are up.
Okay, so one tip that I would give is similar to Mr. Sam, like telling somebody, like my friends or family, somebody I know who can keep constantly reminding me, because I usually like to set small-term goals because I know I'm gonna forget the long-term goal or not put as much effort towards it, or I'm gonna get busy with other things and then just forget about it. So I personally like to set multiple small goals instead of a big long-term goal.
All right, perfect. All right, so there you have it, guys. So there's some tips from everybody for the goal settings. 3 things I like to do is, one is, for me, I currently have all my goals on like the wallpaper on my phone, but I also, anytime, the first goal that I'm trying to achieve, which is the one that I'm going to be doing soon, I try to practice that goal whenever I can. So any pockets of air. So if I'm waiting for the elevator, or I'm waiting in the doctor's office, or if I'm waiting for my kids to get out of school, I'll be in the parking lot practicing or doing reading. So whether it's reading or it's practicing a pattern, I'll be doing it like anytime I have downtime, right? So if I have to wait for something, that's perfect. Oh, I have to wait half an hour. Oh, I'm going to work on my goal in that half an hour. So that's what I like to do. And the last thing is I like to have coaches keep me accountable. So I check in with all my coaches for all my goals, whether my fitness goals, my nutrition goals, taekwondo goals, whatever it is. I try to do check-ins to see, hey, how am I doing? All right. So thank you for watching this episode of Instructor Corner. All right. See you.